Parrot TV, the voice for humanity.
Hi, I am Dustin Pickering, and this is the New York Parrot Literary Corner. Today we have Suchismita Ghoshal, who hails from West Bengal, India. At the very early age of 23, she has shaped her life in a way where she cuddles with literature and devotes herself into finding peace through love, compassion, learning, and community service. With an academic career in science till graduation, she is currently pursuing her master's in business administration from the renowned G.D. Goenka University in Gurgaon, Haryana. Beside that, she is a professional writer, published author, internationally acclaimed poet, literary critic, literary influencer, content writing member for West Bengal United Nations Youth Association and Helping Hand International Organization, change activist, and a nature lover. With more than 500 coveted co-authorships in various renowned national and international anthologies, prestigious literary magazines, websites, webzines, and eminent literary journals, she fosters to carry forward her literary career in a more prominent way. She has also authored 3 poetry books by the name of Fields of Sonnet, Poetries in Quarantine, and Emotions and Tantrum. She has an enormous number of accolades and highly elegant achievements entangled with her name. Thanks for joining us today, Suchismita. How are you today? Oh, you're muted. You're muted. There you go.
Sir, audible?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity to come into this interview. I'm doing really good. And how are you all?
I'm doing good. Out here in Houston, Texas, it's very humid right now, but we're pulling through. It's a little warm, but it's great to talk with you. I hope we'll have a very productive conversation about literature, and we'll get started with that. My first question is you since you're you are a cultural ambassador, what do you think the purpose of literature is?
Sir, can you please repeat the question? I was not able to hear that because of my bad network issues.
Okay. What do you believe is the purpose of literature?
The purpose of literature is to serve people happiness, serve people the fraternity, to build an interpersonal communication between among other people, and also the culture, and also to improve the cultural relationships among countries. I believe that literature serves also for the humanity.
Excellent. So it's very different from the from regular, face-to-face, talking communication, because it's written, and so that it serves as a cultural activity as well as communication. So that's a great answer. I was reading through some of your sample works, and I noticed there's sort of a dark imagination to some of the works. For instance, there's one song or one poem you had called Papa Hides Dead Bodies in the Kitchen, which is, it's a very serious poem.
Yes.
But it's very dark in the way you expressed it. So do you think you have a dark imagination, and what inspired that poem exactly?
You can say that I don't really have my dark imaginations always.
Right.
You can say that I do have worked on different issues of the society, and as I am connected with some of my NGOs and also some welfare communities, I get to know a lot of this kind of cruel stories, or you can say that these depressed stories from the people around around my country, or you can say around my city. So I have been influenced very much with that, and I have written this poetry with this regard. I mean, to connect people with the real issues of the society, to I wanted to express the pain the struggles, these themes through my poetry. So I just expressed all my views and all my things through my verses.
Very interesting. So it's observational. It's not necessarily
Yes,
personal, but it's you're writing in a very personal tone. So I was curious about how you adapted that tone. Was it something that you know that's just your natural mode of writing, or is there like a conscious effort to make issues like more personal in nature for yourself when you're observing things? So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I didn't really face something this much cruel in my life. I mean, my father has always been my inspiration, and because he has suffered a lot,
mhm.
he had some serious health issues. Still, he fought them, and he overcame them, and he inspired me a lot to write things. He inspired me a lot to study, to have my own personal image. So he has inspired me a lot. I mean, there is no connection of my family members or anything with the written poetry.
Right. So like I said, you know, it's very it's observational, but you put it in a personal tone, which is interesting. You know,
Yes,
so it's
sir.
like you're
Yes, sir.
adapting a perspective of another person through the
Yes,
poem.
I have applied. Yes, sir. I have applied my personal experiences. I mean, not personal experiences. I should say that my observation into my poetry only.
I'm curious how, you know, you have a background in science and business. Does that ever factor into your poetry and your literary pursuits as well?
I do have a background of science. I mean, I was really interested into science, and after that, after completing my graduation, I thought that I should increase my abilities, my personality development. I should focus more on my personality development, and I thought that leadership skills. That's why I chose business administration, because my future view is to become an human resource manager, and for that I need to develop my personality. I need to develop my leadership skills, need to develop my interpersonal communication skills and other efficacies. So I just thought to pursue masters of business administration after my graduation on bioscience.
Excellent. I really admire your determination in these matters. I think it's wonderful that you're so devoted to human rights and to the culture and literature that you're doing these things. So would you like to share a poem with us if you have one available?
Can you please repeat, sir? I'm really sorry that my
Sorry,
network is.
it's okay. Quite all right. I was asking, do you have would you like to share a poem with the audience? Do you have something readily available to read from?
Yes, definitely. I can share some of my poetries or one of my poetries, but can you please give me 30 seconds or 1 minute? Just I need to just find it out and share it with our
Okay.
audience.
Okay, I'll just do a segue.
Okay.
This is New York Parrot Literary Corner. So if you're watching, we're with Suchismita Ghoshal. She's from West Bengal, and she's going to read us some wonderful works of poetry. She's a great cultural ambassador, and she's got a great future ahead of her. She's a wonderful person. And if you're viewing right now, please tell your friends to subscribe.
For such praise, I'm getting overwhelmed from time to time.
Please
Okay,
subscribe
so
to our channel.
uh,
I think we lost your video contact there.
am I visible, sir?
Yeah, now you are. There you are. See you now.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
We lost you again.
I don't know. There is some issues, some network issues I'm facing again and again.
You can go ahead and read if you want to, and we'll just listen in. It'll be fine.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So The poem I'm currently going to recite is titled as My Burnt Skin is Still My Pride.
Mhm.
It's tougher for me to peep through this tiny hole of the window, remaining hushed, growled in these four walls. People goggle at me with peculiarity, sometimes repent, sometimes blame, and sometimes cover me with their sympathy. With my chained limbs, I ask them the reason behind staring me just like an exotic species. I query them with my cripsy mind and null soul. What they actually found strange in this layer of burnt skin, as black as a cold chip gowning me. Acid corrosively dissolved with my skin, while its each drop resulting wiping out my flesh. It instantly melted just like warm wax and left me in the scornful pain of being an acid victim. I still remember the agony of howling all day, witnessing my sense got slowly paralyzed and I burnt into their pool of igniting flame. The flame of acid, the flame of aggression, the flame of jealousy, and the flame of enrage. I never knew choosing the way of straight rejection would directly hurt them in their limitless ego and smash their dignity into million pieces. And cursed me, surviving like a living corpse, orienting with these terrific black spots. Though I faced a lot with my delicate strength, series of trauma and several taunts and bullies, my dry sobs drew the deceivedness of my life, finishing the hope of regaining an exuberant life. I stayed sleepless with my frozen seawards, which almost damaged the splendor of sweet warmth. The warmth I used to feel in the aureate rays of sun. The warmth I used to touch through the bonfire in winter. The warmth which revived me to stay alive happily. Still, I chose to fight, surmising it as a nightmare. Still, I chose to fight, taking it as my worst fear ever. Still, I chose to come back to the war of life with the same enthralling grace and the bewitching charm. They laughed on my deformity and took me as a vine, and I sipped the juice of their sinful wine. Now it's my turn, and I'm left with no way except to take pride and shine. My revengeful eyes will no longer bear the bubbles of demoralization and humiliation flying in air. I have to diminish this nauseous psychology behind such ruthless harassments and crowding constant and unfurl my storage of glory, putting this burnt skin on. Thank you so much.
Wow, that's beautiful. I really appreciated that. And your reading is captivating, by the way. It's I've really enjoyed hearing your voice with that. It's enthralling, to say the least.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
So
I
you're
hope you
also,
all enjoy.
and thank you for sharing that. I think the poem it seems to be about a going through life, and you're facing a lot of traumatic events, and you're going, you have to be strong and resolute in what you're doing, and you come back as a stronger person, or a resurrection story, kind of, in a way.
Yes, I feel that being strength is the only way when we can uplift ourselves. Being strong. I mean,
Mhm.
if we don't have the strength to improve or inculcate with the future, we can't reach anywhere. We need to be strong, need to be hopeful, and need to take our patience to the extent. I believe that this way we can achieve success with all our pride, and we need to accept ourselves also.
That's excellent advice for people listening in. I think that they'll get a lot of inspiration from you from saying that and from saying what you're accomplishing. So you have many awards that you've managed to secure. I'm curious, how does that affect as like your self-esteem and building your community and as a writer? Does that encourage you more to write more, or is it something that you feel is you're not really doing it for the awards, you're just you're putting your work out there and it happens to be capturing an audience? How does that feel?
I mean, I have always been a seeker of knowledge. I have always trained myself to go beyond my limits. I mean, if I am trying to achieve something today, I always keep a goal. I mean, if I'm achieving something small today, I will make it bigger the next day, and I will try to achieve that. I always go step by step, and this way, I mean, I even if I fall, I fail, and even if I fall, I do not take it as a demotivation, and I don't really. I want to share something. I mean, in my personal life, I have faced a lot of bullies and lot of things. I mean,
Mhm.
from demoralizations from the people around me. They have always taunted me. Some of my peers have always taunted me that I can't do anything, and I have been a very scary soul in my during my teenage.
Mhm.
So one day I thought that my parents were always in my constant support, and they always told me that I can do something extraordinary in future. And in my view, I had always this thing in my mind that I need to do something which can uplift those who think that they can do anything in their life. And this way, I have read a lot of books. I have been motivated by them. I started writing. I started writing from quote, and then I switched to poetry and stories. And this way, I was asked by a lot of publishers and other literarians, respected literarians, that I should share some of my works with them. And this way, I have improved myself, and I always think that I am already a budding writer. I'm not really something like famous or something very much,
Mhm.
eminent, but I think that I can improve myself and make those people dream for something achievable. I will make people's dream achievable in this way that I can you know share some of my works, and I always keep on doing this. I mean, building up on my community, building up on my self esteem and all those things. And today I am just interviewing with you people. I mean, I have never thought in my life that I would be able to do something like this, and it's really big for me and really important for me that I'm doing this, because every small achievement matters to me, every little effort matters to me, and everything, whichever, I mean, if one expresses their views, like they have been motivated after listening to my stories or after listening to my life incidents, I get really very thankful to them that they have listened to my stories and they are working on themselves. This way, I
Right.
mean, through my work, I have always tried to motivate them, the people around me, whoever thinks that they can do something and they are hungry. Whoever are hungry are the people I am aiming at.
Mhm. It's a very bold action. I think you have a great perspective. You're determined and you've got a very healthy attitude, and that's wonderful. That's a great thing to have. And like you said, every small step, just keep going and keep achieving things. So what it's very bold. I mean, to share your life story. What do you think? There's a personality trait you have that makes you more strong in that sense, and your boldness, or is there anything in motivating you as far as wanting to share your personal histories and things with people?
What should I say? That my biggest inspiration to become strong or marveling at my own or excelling at my own abilities is my mother.
Mhm.
I mean, I have learned a lot from her. She is an employee. She is a government employee, and she is working as a senior nurse in medical college and hospital in my hometown. And she works. I mean, she works day and night just for ourselves. I mean, I have seen her fighting a lot of things in her life, like losing the support of her own family to you know,
Mhm.
to looking after her husband and looking after me, and do everything, every little thing, but in a detailed way, have inspired me a lot, have made me so I mean, what should I say, made me so influenced by doing a little thing. I mean, what should I say, I mean, I am just losing my words whenever my mother's comes in my mind. I just lose words. I think she has inspired me a lot, and the books I have read in my life have learned me a lot. I mean, I won't specify any book. I mean, it can be any poetry book or any comic books or anything like self-help books. Whichever I have read, I have learned from them a lot. I mean, they are my constant, you know,
Right.
elevator. Yes, they are
Right.
my constant.
Your mother is very inspiring to you, and reading also helps develop your character and your thought processes, and that's excellent. And I've had similar experiences with reading as well as you know, like what is there like a poetry community there where you're at that you participate in, or are you sort of solitary? You know, it's kind of you know, right now with the pandemic. I mean, prior to the pandemic, did you participate in a lot of open mics and you know, literary events in your area?
Yes, sir. There are a lot of poetry communities I am connected with, but among them, I would like to share two poetry groups. That is Poetry and Literature World Vision, founded by Sir Mohammad Kibriya, sir. He's from Bangladesh, and he's a very eminent poet, and he has given me this opportunity to become a moderator for this poetry group. And this poetry group has uh, gifted me a lot of knowledge and lot of good opinions, perspectives, and improvement which I can see through my poetry. And then the group comes international, I'm so sorry for my mispronunciation, International Forum of Literature, which is founded by Sir Santosh Kumar from Nepal. And I have learned a lot from these poetry groups and open mics. I have not really participated in many of the open mics, but in those which I have participated in the past, have made me confident about my poetry skills. And I was not really a reciter, and it has made me confident about my poetry telling, also storytelling sometimes. And I have learned a lot of these things after getting connected with these groups keep me engaged with these poetry things and with the literature, and also keep me going. And I really look after that. I should keep on practicing poetries in my diary or notebook, anything.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Yes, and I want to encourage you as well to keep writing. It's wonderful that you're doing that, and keep writing, keep reaching out, you know, in communities and learning more and practicing. You know, everything you're doing right now is excellent. We're only seeing the beginning, right? And you're just, you know, you're just getting started. We have a remaining, you know, 9 minutes or so in the interview, so I just want to ask. What kind of, you know, you provide content for West Bengal United Nations Youth Association and Helping Hand International Organization. I'm curious, what kind of content do you provide, and how did you get involved with them?
West Bengal United Nations of Youth Association is a SDG community which is working on sustainable development goals. I mean, it is to empower youth towards their social responsibilities, towards their efficacies, towards their empathy, to building up their empathy towards the society. And it is also a small step. I mean, I'm so sorry again for my mispronunciation. Small step towards being a global citizen. I mean, if we start from our own society, from our own community, from our own state, then we can reach to our own country, our own nation, and then the global, and we can then inspire people globally. So it is one of those communities among them. And also helping an international is also a welfare community which is spread across 40 countries all over the world, and it is founded by our very own friend Mr. Dhruv Panchal from Gujarat, India. And he is aiming to achieve all those sustainable development goals in between 2030. I mean, as per the United Nations goals. So these are the SDG communities which works on gender discrimination, climate change, child education, mental health awareness, and other social things.
Right. There's a lot of very similar problems in the entire world right now that we're so it's really kind of in the pandemic and everything going on all at once. It's like we're facing some pretty strong struggles right now, and so we're, hopefully we have some people like you and our program and other people out there, trying to provide some strength and resoluteness to people who are, and having problems right now. I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
Sorry, sir. I was just saying that we are constantly trying to strengthen the situation. I mean, we are just trying to refill hope into people. I mean, they are losing hope now. Currently in India, the situation is totally worse. The death rate is high. People are suffering in the scarcity of oxygen cylinders, ventilators, remdesivir tablets, and other things. And we are facing a lot. So I was just saying that only. In addition,
Right.
I mean, yes.
Yes, I did hear that. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Continue, sir.
I was just saying, I heard that India was hit really hard by the second wave of COVID. I did hear that.
Yes, sir. Badly hit.
Right. It's pretty sad. I mean, a lot of people losing their lives and a lot of sick people. So, I mean, how do you manage with this? Obviously you have a lot of empathy for people. How do you manage that kind of, trying to be active and continue doing your poetry and your writing and your, ambassador stuff, as well as, seeing this suffering? How do you cope with that?
Yes, sir. You actually asked really good question. I mean, I really wanted to share that we need to be a little, little kinder than ever. I mean, this time is not for any personal fights, personal discrimination, or anything. I mean, anything matters. Nothing matters more than saving people's lives now. And I want to add that we have created a few groups which provide help to find the leads of oxygen cylinders, ventilators, ambulance, and other things to the people. And we are constantly sharing the numbers or the contact lists of those people all over our social media platforms, like in Instagram or in WhatsApp. I'm constantly sharing those things, and people are also coming with their with their problems. Like if someone is ill, someone's father is ill, he needs oxygen as soon as possible. I just share them the contact list or the number or the things, and of course they are verified. We are not into anything which is not verified and not certified. We are providing them the details of those verified leads, and trying to help them as much as possible and trying our best. I mean, it is our hardcore, you know, hardcore effort, and we are giving everything into it. We are giving every little bit of into it. I mean, I just stay awake till 2 or 3 a.m. and then I wake up at 8 a.m. and you can just see my hard work things. I mean, all these times I am just trying to help them out and also managing my academics and poetry and literature, all those, my practicing over it. I mean, I'm handling all these things, and these days are really hectic for me, and also those other people who are trying to constantly uplift people through their effort and trying to save people.
And so if someone's listening, how would they be in contact with you for something like that?
Sir, I didn't get it. Can you please repeat?
Where is your social media that you're talking about? What is the like you said, Instagram? What is the handle for that? What is your Instagram?
Instagram handles, also into WhatsApp, also into Facebook. I am trying to reach people through all these major social media platforms where people are gathering to, gathering to bring help, and also to ask for help. I mean, I'm just trying my best possible way to, I mean, reach out to people. I mean, it's the crisis time and we need to focus on that, forgetting our own personal things.
I agree. It's definitely a very troubled time right now, and I think that that's a very wise perspective to see things.
And I hope that your country is also trying to serve good. I mean, the condition is good, I guess. I mean, better than before.
Right. Yes, I think so. Yeah. So if someone were to reach out to you, how would they get in touch with you as far as looking for, help in that regard with mentioning about?
To all the people who are listening to us now, they can find me through my Instagram handle, that is @storyteller Suchismita. I'm repeating, storyteller Suchismita, and they can also find me through my email ID, that is they can note it down, Ghoshal Suchismita 019 @gmail.com. Ghoshal Suchismita 019 @gmail.com, and all the letters are into small letters.
Okay. So
Yes.
if there's anything else you'd like, we have about a remaining, 30 seconds or so. If you want to say anything, like, say hello to somebody out there who's an inspiration to you or anything like that.
Definitely. First of all, I would like to thank Parrot TV show and also you, sir, for giving me this valuable opportunity to express myself through the Parrot Literary Corner channel. I am really blessed to have this opportunity, and also to all the people who are fighting this COVID-19. I would like to tell them that please don't lose hope, and maintain social distancing, use mask, wear mask, and use sanitizer as much as possible, and maintain your health, hygienes. And to my all the beloved poets and also my colleagues, I would like to tell them that I am very much grateful to have you all by my side, and this literary journey is really enthralling for me, and I would really look forward to make it more bigger than now. And
I'll have to stop you there, though. I'm sorry.